massive trade that just went down today. I mean, today, as the time of this recording, not right now, but today, December 2nd, 2020, Russell Westbrook would take his talents to the Washington Wizards, and John Wall will take his talents to the Houston Rockets. Man, let's get into it. Like, okay, what does this trade mean? The big hanging of this trade in my eyes, what we should take away from this trade, Russell going to the Wizards and John Wall, he's going to the Rockets. Like, what's the big takeaway from this trade? It's a lot to take away, in my opinion. Let me start first. The first thing to take away is James Harden. He is the Houston Rockets. He's the face of the Houston Rockets. He's been the face of the Houston Rockets since he landed his foot in Houston, averaging 25 plus, nothing less than 25 points per game since he's been in a Houston Rockets uniform and going to every single playoffs every single year. Okay, he hasn't missed the playoffs for Houston at all. He's been Houston's solid rock. With him, they almost literally the only team in NBA history doing that Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green run. Okay, I repeat, James Harden was the only man, he was the only guy that took this team to 7 games. 7 games. Granted, the Clippers did take them to 6. I definitely think Golden State was playing around with them. They weren't taking it serious. Most people gonna say they were playing around with the Rockets. They not at all. But James Harden almost took this team to the NBA Finals if it wasn't for a 3-headed monster with Klay, Steph, and KD. I mean, come on now. That says a lot about what type of player you are, in my opinion. Now, Harden and Russell, it's been this tension. It's been this tension all off season. Okay, who will leave? They're requesting trades because you're not talking to your top player about new coaching staff, about a GM, about a new GM. Everybody knows that Harden loves Daryl Morey. He loves, what's his name, Mike D'Antoni. Those are 2 guys he loves, okay? Literally. He had his best years under those guys. And you don't have a conversation with your top guy when you're bringing in a new GM or a new coach. You just don't let them know. Don't let them have any say-so. Wow. And you hear that rumbling. Harden wants out. He wants to go play with the Nets or in Philly. Now, we don't know if this Nets trade will happen. We don't know if the Rockets will trade Harden. Maybe they might just be petty and keep James Harden, okay? Just keep James Harden, let him endure, let him play with John Wall and see where they go. I don't think they go that far. I think, hey, they go to the first round, they get out the first round. Hey, just that's it. Because John Wall, literally, the man has not played in 2 years, okay? He has to get his feet back under him. I mean, you can look at his highlights. He was amazing. This dude was doing 360 layups and all, okay? I'm not taking that away from him. But John Wall is not the same player that he once was. He's not. He's not on Russell's level. Not even close at this moment, okay? It's not even a debate. And you trade away that guy and you leave your superstar with, I don't want to say damaged goods because John Wall is not damaged goods by no means. I'm saying that John Wall is damaged goods. But John Wall is the guy that literally missed 2 years. So what are you going to do bringing a guy in that has to get his feet back under him? And you have a guy that's literally, I think James Harden is 31. He's pushing, trying to get a championship. And it looks like to me that might not happen, okay? Because he's playing with no other superstar. You're playing in a league where if you're in this league, it's imperative. It's so important. Everybody knows this. You have to have a superstar on that team, at least 2, or somebody that's close, borderline superstar, to take this team to the next level and win the NBA championship. It has to happen. Granted, we didn't see that with the Raptors, but hey, they lost 2 superstars on Golden State. 1 superstar. Draymond Green is a great player, but not a superstar. Golden State loses. Toronto has a superstar in Kawhi Leonard. Kyle Lowry is a star. He's not a borderline superstar. But he's a star. He's a great player. He's a great leader. You have Serge Ibaka, who's a good rim protector, now playing for the Clippers. And who else? You have Fred VanVleet, who literally couldn't miss a three since his wife gave birth to his child. Literally, he couldn't miss. So you had all those factors playing in. That's why we saw the Raptors win the championship without like two superstars, or a superstar with somebody else who's a borderline superstar, or, one day he can be a superstar. We didn't see that with the Raptors. But now, dude, you have to be a superstar. And Russell, he's getting out. Like, how would this benefit James Harden? I just don't see John Wall going over there and making Houston better than what they were last year. Literally, Russell Westbrook had his best season, in my opinion, even better than his MVP season. The dude shot he shot career high from the field. Okay? Averaging 27, I think 7. Wow, those are great numbers. I think Harden and Westbrook worked out, in my opinion, until you trade literally your whole stock, the whole stock away. You gave away all your bigs and said, we're going to play small. You played a 6'5" dude at the center. And PJ Tucker, he's 6'5". How can he play center in the NBA? It works in a regular season to an extent, but you're definitely not winning the championship with PJ Tucker at your center. It's not going to happen. And so I think that played a role in Russell. He's hurt coming in the playoffs. Hey, what much can he do? But to take away from this, who won in this trade? Who won? Who really won in this trade? In my opinion, we all know who won. The Wizards won in this trade, man. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They received literally a top 10 player in my eyes. Most people won't say Russ is a top 10 player, but Russ gets mad disrespect. Okay? Mad disrespect. This dude is the top player in the league, top 10 player in the league for sure. I mean, he is a top 10 player in the league. Now, if I think about it, is he a top 10 player in the league? Y'all let me know in the comments below if Russell is a top 10 player in the league. I definitely think Russell is a top 10 player in the NBA. No ifs, ands, or buts about that in my book. You receive him. You lose damaged goods in John Wall, who's been hurt for 2 years, who has a huge contract. Russ has a huge contract, but this dude, he's been playing. You pair him up with Bradley Beal. This team is definitely going to the playoffs. Most likely they're out the first round, or they might get out the first round and make it to the second. But is that a team like that going to the Eastern Conference Finals? No. So this makes me think about Russell. Will Russell ever win a championship? Will he ever win a championship now that he's in Washington? Okay, the Washington Wizards, literally. Who else will come over there and help Russell win a championship? I'm seeing something happening that I hope doesn't happen. Will Westbrook get pushed out the league like they tried to do Melo? We saw Melo almost get he pretty much almost was terminated from the NBA. Like, there's no way you're coming back, dude. No way. No team is looking at this man. And now he's back and he was giving buckets in the playoffs. Amazing. Great story for Melo. But with Russell, this man, he is going to be remembered like we remember Oscar Robertson, in my opinion. Oscar Robertson is the NBA champion. Most of the times when we talk about Oscar Robertson, we talk about the big O, we don't talk about his NBA championship. We don't. We don't talk about it at all. We talk about that triple-double year we average a triple-double. Averaging triple-doubles. That's how Russell will be remembered. The championship, him not winning the championship don't make him any less, but him winning it does elevate him in the conversation of greatest point guards to ever live, even though I think he's already in that category of greatest point guards to ever live. A championship would just help him and boost him up. But right now, I hope they don't push this man out the league, and I hope something well happens in Washington. Who knows? Who really knows what will happen in Washington, D.C. with Russell at the point and Bradley Beal at the 2. And what would Houston do? James Harden definitely getting out of Houston now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, in my opinion. He's gone. He's leaving. There's nothing you can do to keep this man there. You literally traded away his best friend. Okay? Him and his best friend probably weren't seeing eye to eye. I believe they were. I believe things are just not right in Houston anymore. And I think we will not see James Harden in the Houston Rockets jersey at the end of this season. I believe that. And if we do, man, It's just going to have to be hard because I see the Rockets just being petty and keeping James Harden there and say, hey, dude, we not letting you go. We not going to let you go and go play with Daryl Morey. You're not going to do that. You're not going to go back and team up with Mike D'Antoni with Brooklyn. And out of respect, they should give this man a trade destination wherever he wants, just like Sam Presti does with all his superstars. Man, you saw what he did with Chris Paul. You saw what he did with Paul George. You saw what he did with Russell Westbrook. Like, okay, you choose your destination. We're going to make something work out. We're going to get you there, dude. We're going to get you where you want to go. I don't know if they would do that with James Harden. That's just my opinion. This trade is just not a good trade. We know that the Wizards won this trade. The Wizards got much better than the Houston Rockets got worse. Okay, they got worse. They had some good additions this offseason. DeMarcus Cousins, Christian Wood, who's a good three-point shooter. Not a great three-point shooter, but a good stretch big who can hit that corner three, who can hit the top of the key three, who can block, who can defend, who can switch screens a little bit. This man is a good pickup, Christian Wood. So I don't know what this Rockets team would do. It looks like they not going far. For sure, they're not going far, and the Wizards are not going far at all. But you know what I would love to see? Now that Russell is in the East, I would love to see him play Kevin Durant. For real, I would love to see a playoff Russ versus playoff KD. I want to see them dudes go at it in the playoffs. I've been wanting that since KD left OKC. Just imagine that. That's one of my dreams. One of my basketball dreams is to see Russ versus KD in the playoffs. I want to see that so bad. Those dudes would be so feisty against each other. It would be such a good series to watch. So, Russ, please take this team to the playoffs and be able to match yourself up and play against Kevin Durant in the playoffs because I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to witness that happen. That would be greatness. That would be something for us to behold, and I will definitely pay to watch that if we can get inside the building. I don't know, but just make sure you're wearing your mask. Anyway.